Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back. And it feels like it's been forever, but it's not. It's just been a little bit. But we are catching up from the April HSS Song Contest, going into May's HSS Song Contest. If you have not submitted your song as of yet, now's a good time to do it. You've got until the end of the month. Usually the last week of the month is whenever we have these listens together. Yeah, those. And these take place every single month. So if you're interested in this, now you know. At the start of each month, submissions are opened up again. And the last week of the month, we all come together on a live stream just like this one, and we listen to the songs that have been submitted. Now, the awesome community of audio lovers and myself are all going to provide feedback on the songs and offer up friendly suggestions on how to improve them. After a few days, I then choose a winner from the pool, and the winner receives a free mix and master from yours truly with 3 revisions included. Now, in most cases, we even do these live for everyone to benefit from. If you want to get in on the fun, check that link in the description. All right. If you're new here and you're wondering what's going on right now, well, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you make professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. And speaking of togetherness, these are some awesome individuals who got together and said, you know what? I've taken some value in what this guy's doing. I'm going to support him in some small way. So we got James Sheets, Chris Knowles, and Gordon Grinnell still at the top of the charts, along with these other awesome individuals just below them that are either donating through Patreon, through the YouTube memberships, or they have become, which I have yet to update, the VIP members, which is like the premier thing that we're headed towards. In fact, spoiler alert, the Facebook group that's tied to this channel may end up going away soon, the HSS collab, because I'm going to move everything over to the VIP membership. It'll just be one less thing that I have to try to wrap my head around and post to and all that cool stuff. So it's not going away yet. It's going to be a soft reset, soft move, but that probably will be an option because there's just too much, people. Now, along with individuals who have helped this channel along the years, we also have our wonderful mentor and friend of this channel, Warren Hewitt, and I would be remiss to not give him and his channel a shout out. By the way, if you're looking for the Cakewalk by BandLab tutorial course and you don't want to buy it off of my website, you can always buy it off of the 𝗏𝗼𝗀 Academy. So let's give them a huge shout out. Today's video is sponsored in part by the 𝗏𝗼𝗀 Academy. The 𝗏𝗼𝗀 Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the 𝗏𝗼𝗀 Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the 𝗏𝗼𝗀 Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here I am, a little more tanned. Can't probably really see it on camera, but I'm not as pale as I was before. My vampiric nature is wearing off. But we did have a good time. Thank you, all of you in the chat who are wishing us well, and for those of you who were very patient with me as I did turn off all social media while I was there. I answered just a few emails, but they were pretty important emails. And I did that on my downtime at the end of the day after we were done swimming in the ocean and getting burned alive. But with that being said, it was much needed. It was only the second vacation that our family has ever taken in 15 years of marriage, going on 16 now. And we've just never had the funds, the time, or the ability to do so. This year, we actually probably don't want to know all this, but I'm telling you, we're family here. But this year, we actually refinanced our home and paid off a lot of our debts. And then we used what was left over to take a vacation. So sometimes you got to do what you got to do. You're always going to have a home, right? So we're always going to have that bill. But that's how we were able to swing it this year. And we decided we needed to do it. I especially needed to do it. My wife deserved it. I just needed to do it. But thank you all so much for being patient. I was still had some things in the queue there. If you'll notice that while I was gone, there were still videos being posted. That's because I had those pre-done and scheduled so that they would come out while I was gone, so that there would kind of be no break in me being gone at all. Hopefully you guys missed me. I hope you did anyway. I know I certainly missed doing this. I missed you all. Along those same lines, I am constantly trying to find ways on this channel to provide value for you guys. So I want to know at any time that you guys are like, hey, this would be a great idea. I'd like for you to do this. Can you cover this? You guys can email me at any given time. The door is always open, so to speak. And along those same lines, today I wanted to make you aware of, if you're not already aware of the fact that in the years that I've been doing this, one of the main questions that seemingly comes up all the time is about vocals. Okay, how do I get my vocals to set on top? How do I record good sounding vocals? How do there's a lot that stems around vocals, and rightly so, because it's one of the main things in a song. I mean, unless it's an instrumental. But even then, you still need to know more about how to use your microphones. So I do have a free 3-part mini course, completely free, no strings attached, that you can watch, that I'm posting in the chat right now. So this will take you to, that will take you to the mini course. It's 3 videos. They are quick, they're succinct, they get straight to the point of exactly what it is that you need to do. And these are like principles, mindsets and principles. So these will work regardless of your setup, regardless of what you have or don't have, regardless of what genre you're working in. These are like hard and fast principles that you can apply to every single mix. Every single time you throw up a microphone, they're going to be working for you. So with that being said, enjoy that. That's for you guys, absolutely free. Oh, cool. Awesome. We got some in the chat that have watched before, and it looks like Ivan is a newbie. Folks, you know what we do for newbies. Big old crowd cheer. If you are new here, by way of the chat, let me know that you're new. We'd love to give you a round of applause. We're so happy that you are here today. And not just because we have some awesome songs, but because we have a ton of awesome songs. So here we are. We actually have quite a few submissions this time around. Now, I may have some that I have to delete, and I'm only saying that because from time to time we have individuals who will send something in, and then a few days later they go, oh, I didn't mean to send that version. I meant to send this one. Now, if that ever happens to you, it's totally, totally understandable. What you can do is, much like Eugene Smith has done here, he just sent another file and he labeled this one keep. So if I see that in those files, when I go to download those and import them into here and I see keep, I know then the other one I can delete and I can keep this one. So thank you, Eugene, for reaching out and figuring out how that was all going to work. But yeah, we have some awesome, awesome submissions here. I am so excited to hear some of these. And we have some new submissions from new people. This is awesome. So great, great. Wow. Folks, we have 22 submissions this time around. That is amazing. That is super cool. So with that being said, you might want to grab a cup of coffee. You might want to grab an easy chair. You might want to, dim the lights, turn on some music. No, you might not want to do that, but but anyway, you might want to at least, okay, quit laughing. At the very least, you might want to set aside some time for today, because it's going to be a little bit longer of a live stream. So we're going to try to get through these as fast as we can, but we also want to give them the attention that they deserve. And of course, I like to read sort of the backstory of these, and that usually takes a little bit of time too. So let's go ahead and start with the first one here. I probably should have. Yeah, I definitely should have. So the first one on this list is actually. Now, also, we do prefer to have one submission, but because of the way that things have been, if I end up looking at your May submission today and I see 2 of your submissions in here at the same time, that's fine. we're going to go ahead and roll with it because it's been kind of a crazy month for everybody. Here it is. Okay, so this was actually the first one on my list inside the spreadsheet, which tells me, and this spreadsheet tells me a little bit of the backstory. So this is the first one we're going to listen to is from the Dave Dodson project, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Living. He says, I'm a singer in an AC/DC tribute band. Started recording original music in the vein of that AC/DC style. I play all the drums and guitar and bass. Recorded at my home studio using an MXL 990 for vocals, an SM57, and an MXL R144 ribbon mic. Nice. For the guitar, Marshall JVM-205H, a Marshall Cab 900 lead loaded with WGS Veteran 30s and Celestion 1275s. Sound interface is a Presonus Audio Box 22 VSL. Sounds like you got a pretty solid setup there. I'm curious to see what this is going to sound like. So with that being said, let's make sure that we have this soloed. We don't want all of them playing at once. Man, it's a beautiful mess. So, oh, somebody has 13 months. Mob the Gamer. Awesome. 13 months of being a member here on the channel. Thank you so much, man. Greatly appreciate that. Good deal. So let's go ahead and listen. Like I said, there's a bunch of them here. So I'm going to be trying to keep an eye on the chat. If I miss something, my apologies. But this is the Dave Dodson project, 𝗏𝗏𝗏 Living. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Nice. Wow. Definitely has an AC/DC flair to it for sure. That was AC/DC all over it. Wow. Very, very close to the original, in fact. Before I get to my thoughts on the track, as far as my professional feedback on this, 𝗏𝗏 Melted Cheese Home Studio, I have posted a link here, and this will take you to, it's actually a series of my links, but it will give you access to that link where you can actually go and submit your song. There is a list of rules there that I would ask that everyone would apply to before submitting a song. Every once in a while, some of them slip through the cracks, but as long as it doesn't contain like profanity, vulgarity, anything like that, no like kind of crazy stuff that's going to cause YouTube to blow my channel up and take it down overnight, we should be good. Experimental is always fine. We've looked at all kinds of different genres of music here. So, but yeah, there's the link to there. And of course, pinned in the top of the chat is the link to the free vocal course if you want to check that out as well. Now, so some professional thoughts here on the track we just listened to. For one, because it is an AC/DC song, you were able to get by with a little lack of bass, but I would have liked to have heard more bass in it. The vocals were definitely Angus, or not Angus, what was the guy's name? They were definitely AC/DC, lead singer of AC/DC. I can't remember his name, just slipped my mind. However, the effects that you used, sort of that doubling effect, I think if it would have been a little tighter to give it more of a phase instead of or rather more of a flange or a chorus sound rather than a phase sound, I think it would have come across a little bit better. It would have translated better to the ears of the listener. The other thing was there was a little bit of timing issues just here and there, nothing too crazy. I realized that with rock music, it's kind of one of those things of, you know, if it's raw music, sometimes the timing is raw as well. So nothing too big there. Brian, that's it. Brian Johnson. Thank you. But with that being said, the song definitely, for an AC/DC tribute band, that was AC/DC all over it. So you've definitely nailed that. You've nailed that down. I think just a few more, polishing up here and there is going to make this, could actually take this song to a whole new level. So congratulations. It was definitely a good listen to. So, all right. I also liked the guitars. I'm a guitar guy, as if you couldn't tell all the guitars in the background. And those were very close as well to the original tone. It was something that you would have heard had you been watching AC/DC live or something. So this next one is down here. I usually have these organized by how they are on the list. I didn't do that this time. I guess I'm falling behind a little here. That's all right. This one is called, where's it at? Here it is. Make Believe by Maxwell Stacy. I'm going to go ahead and color code that to let me know that it's already been played. All right, let's read a little bit of the backstory on Maxwell Stacy's Make Believe. He says, "Hi, I'm Maxwell Stacy. I've been making pop music for almost 3 years now. I produced the beats, recorded, mixed, and mastered everything myself. Any advice is appreciated." Awesome. Well, let's see what we got. Now, from what I understand, you're basically saying that you're new at this. This is the best place you could be, especially if you're new. All of my content is focused at beginners for the most part. I have a lot of content that kind of gets a little deep into the weeds sometimes, but if you're a beginner, this is the place that you want to be. So you are welcome, and let's give it a listen. Nice little hook already.
Crazy things don't feel the same. I've been feeling this way more than a couple days. I've been thinking this thing go a couple ways. I've been really down bad, think I need to start a prank. I've been losing my faith, started to notice weird things. I've been biting my tongue like every day, and it seems like I'm all alone on this fear. I ain't tripping about that. Too many deals have been going bad. Why is it everyone so mad? Too many things that I don't mind. Too many people that won't slide. Too many years have been going by. Don't see in my face. I just wanna run my mouth. I just wanna rob a bank. I've been catching these checks. Now they taking my name. Now they shutting me down. Never gave me room to think. My place is a really good thing. Up all
Wow. Hey, brother, for 3 years of doing this, and this is where you're at, good job, man. That was really good. In fact, this was very reminiscent of some stuff that we've heard here before from our very own Mob the Gamer. The vocal delays and throws that you're doing sounds very Mob the Gamer-ish. Speaking of which, if you want to get a hold of his course on vocals, which is predominantly for pop vocals, or rap style pop vocals, you can follow the link that I just posted now. I'll take you to the store. You can either get that for $12 today. It's a shorter course, so it's not as expensive as others that I offer, which the highest one I offer is $67. So even that's not very expensive, but it's also like really quick, straight to the point. It will teach you some awesome stuff about how to utilize what you're already doing and make it just a little more defined, a little better. Not that it's bad. It just needs just a touch of help. And then I think you could market this. I mean, even this right here, I think you could pitch this as a demo to a label or someone, you know. So definitely sounds good. The thing that I was hearing though was, and this is why I'm suggesting the course, which by the way, it's like I said, it's $12, or you can get it for free by joining the VIP membership, and then you get a ton of other free stuff with that too, which is $9, $9.99. But that being said, the vocal delays and the effects and everything that you were using is great, don't get me wrong, but it was almost overdone. And there has to be an element of realness that shines through every single time that a pop song comes on. You'll notice that they may have a lot of these vocal effects, but there's at least a few times in a good pop song where it grabs your attention and it strips back down to where it's just their voice up front, intimate, where they say maybe even 2 lines. Someone that's really good at this is Ed Sheeran here lately. He's been doing some music like that where he's got those crazy vocal delays and those throws, but then all of a sudden it just like brings him up front and he's like, boom, says something, backs off, and it gets back into the crazy stuff again. Which when I say crazy, I don't mean that in a bad connotation, because pop music really lends itself to experimentation and doing this kind of cool stuff that not a lot of other people are doing. So kudos to you. It was great work. I do feel like it was a little mundane in the sense that it needed just a little bit more ear candy. That's the one thing about pop music that you cannot get by without lots and lots of attention grabbing sound effects, soundscapes, vocal throws and delays. And that's why a lot of times when a vocal has that effect, like I talked about, where they take those effects off and they bring it back in, that's where they're like, okay, we've run out of sounds and samples we can throw in here. Let's just take all the effects off the vocal and make it intimate for a second. And it's just enough to jolt the listener. So these are all things that you can think about whenever you're going to create your next song, or you could even go back and work on this one if you wanted. But honestly, this one in and of itself, it's not bad. Like, it really is not bad at all. You did a great job for being a beginner, especially. Yeah, dude, keep it up. You're going places, bro. Good work. All right, next on the list. Make sure, by the way, too, that you're checking out the chat section while these songs are playing, because there's other people in the chat that also are musicians and producers and very good at what they do as well, that they're going to be giving you some great advice as well. So I wanted to throw that out there, because it's not all about me. I've tried to make sure that it's not all about me. It's all about us. So this next one is called, let's see, this one is by Emerson. These are hard to find sometimes. That's why I usually, yet again, like to have these arranged beforehand. Watch it be the very one I was just looking at. No, it's not here. That's weird. It's got to be here. Where is it? Ah, there it is. That took me a minute. Okay, so this one is by 𝗧𝗵𝗲 It's called Eulogy for the Working Man, also known as Brian Emerson. Which, by the way, if you don't want your name being said online, I know some people are kind of weird about that. Don't include it in the title because I'm going to read it. I just now thought about that. Sorry. So here's the backstory. He says, "This is Brian. I have two pieces, I have a two-piece 80s tribute band. And generally what we do is we take our favorite 80s tracks and give them an updated dance feel. Mostly, not always. I write original stuff from time to time. Not what I call fun, as I don't find songwriting to come naturally or easily for me. So this is all me, except the guitar, which is my bandmate, Christopher. I'm gonna come clean and say I'm a Logic Pro guy, not a Cakewalk guy, so don't hate me. There's no hate here, brother. You're fine. This song is a personal reflection for me, and it's not a love lost song, but it documents how I felt after being retrenched from a job because of the crisis. And I'm not going to say the C word because then Google and the powers that be, where every time you even say the C word anymore that ends with id, they're like, what? He's spreading fake news. Let's shut his channel down. Anyway, so yeah, that was the backstory of this. I'm curious to hear what this sounds like. And I just want to make mention too, if you are using Logic, if you're using Pro Tools, whatever it is that you're using, you are more than welcome here. Although I use Cakewalk and I love Cakewalk and I would love for everyone on the planet to use Cakewalk, I know that it's not feasible. A lot of people have got used to what they're using, and I would rather you be used to what you're using and staying creative than getting off in the weeds and trying to learn a new DAW and not making any music at all. So I see them all on an even playing field, honestly. Whether you use Cakewalk, Lord have mercy, Cakewalk. That was for the Rolling Stones fans, I guess. Old Mick Jagger loves Cakewalk. But whether you use Cakewalk or Pro Tools or Logic Pro, whatever you use, you're welcome here. We love you. So want to get that out of the way. There is no shame, no hate. Let's do this. Attention grabbing right off the bat. Love it.
Decision
Wow. That was very 80s, and I loved it. Man alive. That had all of the elements of the 80s written all over it. Dude, that was amazing. And just like 𝗏𝗏 Melted Cheese Home Studio just said, it is amazing to see what people can create in their home studios. And it just goes to show that, you know, when you put your mind to it, you can accomplish anything, honestly. Make sure that you guys are giving this video a big like, a big thumbs up, because right now we have 26 viewers and 15 likes. Let's make sure that YouTube knows that whatever we're doing over here is important. So thank you all so much for that. So about the track, now a lot of people in the chat here were saying that they felt as if the snare was too loud. Now personally, for my tastes and for what I love about the 80s is they were very snare driven. So I think it was maybe just a tad bit too edgy, too loud, but a lot of the 80s music had that flair to it because they wanted you to hear sort of that, well, if you heard, there was a trail off. So he would hit the snare and it was, and a lot of times they would boost it purposely so that that would be one of the predominant and driving factors of that music. Now, with that being said, there was a lot of bass information that I felt like could have been boosted a little bit more, and it might have even evened out what was going on. Also, for the vocals had that 80s sound yet again. It was nice. So yeah, congratulations, man. You did a great job recreating that 80s sound that all of us here, or most of us here, know and love. I can't speak for everybody, but I know I love the 80s. They had some amazing music back then. I think sometimes I was born in the wrong generation. I was growing up, kids were listening to music that I was like, what are you guys, like, why aren't you listening to some Skynyrd? Why aren't you listening to some, you know? And they're like, who's Lynyrd Skynyrd? And anyway, yeah, but with that being said, very good job. Make sure that, yet again, that you're checking the chat out because there's some awesome feedback going on here in the chat as well. 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is in the chat. Awesome. Good to see you here, brother. And as far as Richard, I seen that you are a new person. We have yet to give you a crowd cheer. Awesome. So 𝗧𝗵𝗲, what you're actually experiencing whenever that happens is so every system is going to sound different. With that being said, there are certain plugins that you can use to try to mitigate that and that's where mastering and good mixing comes into play, because a good mix will translate almost everywhere, but a mastered mix will translate everywhere, or at least it'll sound good everywhere. It's not ever going to sound the same everywhere. I mean, you can't ever achieve that because there's just too many frequencies, and every system is focused on boosting and attenuating other frequencies. So like, for instance, a car stereo, typically they're very hi-fi. They got more high end and a lot of low end. They're sort of like the smiley face curve that you've heard of before. And then if you get like a pair of Beats headphones, they're going to be very predominant on the bass end. So everything that you pick up, Apple earbuds, your car, everything is going to make it sound different. And that's where a proper balanced mix and a properly mastered mix will really start to shine, where you're going to hear it sound close to the same way on every single source that you listen to it. So there's a lot of videos that we share here on the channel. In fact, the live mixing sessions, I go through a lot of that because usually while I'm mixing, if it's a single, I'm already mixing with the master in mind, and I actually have it mastered by the time I've got it done mixed. So that way I'm kind of doing both at once and treating the last step as the last step. That's just one way that I've always done that. But that's great that it's easy to do that. Yeah. You might have went just a little too far. Yeah, that's fine though. That's how we learn. There's nothing wrong with that. That's part of the learning process. And it's not that, you know, my system may be hearing it differently too. However, what I can say is the headphones that I use, the reason why I always use these headphones, especially for these competitions, not really competitions, contests, these fun times we have, the reason why I use these is because they're very transparent and I know them very well. And that's really, you know, what it comes down to. So if you're curious as to whether something sounds right or not, the best thing that you can do is to start pulling in references on your mixes. get a reference in there of another good 80s song, play that alongside your song, volume match it. You want to make sure you volume match it. Once it's volume matched, then you can go in there and be like, oh, wow, when this is turned down, I don't hear the snare as much, or I still hear the snare at the same level. Maybe it's fine. So what you're going to find out too is music is obviously subjective. So with that being said, because music is subjective, one person's loud snare might be another person's too quiet. So really, you just have to go with your gut feeling. You have to go with a good reference. And then if it's something you want to lean into, go for it. There's no rules, really. I mean, there's general guidelines to follow, but there's not a lot of rules that we have to follow. So, but good job, though. I really did like the song. It was great. A lot of people were commenting in here that they liked it, too. So you're doing a good job. Just keep up the good work, man. All right, let's see what is next up here. Awesome, 22 likes out of the 26, 27. Good deal. That's what I like to see. Okay, so the next one up in line is... Nope, that's not it. What's this called? Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Oh, here it is. Man, these are getting harder and harder to find. Eventually, I'm going to get down to one, and it'll be real easy to find. So, yeah, that was cheesy. Cheesy dad joke. Okay, this one is called Stay the Night by RK Project featuring Sierra J. Digitaire. He says... He or she says, yes, I produced everything on Logic Pro 10, Nexus 4 plugin for beats and sounds, various sounds from Alchemy and East-West strings and brass. As a master tool, I use various internal limiters and EQ. The person that sang was a jazz singer, Clara J. I actually talked her into doing a pop song. Oh, that sounds cool. I myself am a musician and also a songwriter and produce a lot of other artists. And I do this myself in my own home studio, but not full-time, part-time. My name is Rolf Kesting, and I've been following your channel for a while, and I find it super incredible how you do the songs beautifully, take apart and analyze. Even I, as an old hand, can still learn. Greetings from Germany. Awesome. That is super cool. Okay. Nice little backstory. And you've piqued my interest now because if we got a pop song with a jazz artist, this could be cool. Okay, sorry, that goes right into it. Okay.
So just love
Holy smoking Joe Willies, folks. That was amazing. Oh, good night, Irene. That was, this does happen from time to time where we get submissions where I really don't even know what to say. As far as professional feedback on this, there's maybe just a few times where I thought a little bit of automation on that vocal delay, on that vocal throw would have been awesome to hear a little bit more of that. But other than that, dude, this song was like a masterpiece. This was like amazing. Good job, man. Good job. We have such talented individuals on this channel all the time. I mean, honestly, I probably should get some kind of a record executives to be like, hey, you need to come check out my channel sometime. We got some cool stuff happening here. So yeah, I wish I could give you more feedback, man, but I think you nailed it on the head. You drove that one all the way home. That was amazing. Good job. Wow. I still feel my internal head bobbing. It just makes you want. Wow. Okay, where was I at here? Look, you got me all sidetracked now. Okay. No, that's not it either. All right, let's see here. Mm-hmm. Oh, good night. Whew, finally found it. Sorry, folks. This is the benefit of not having these sorted by the timer. Okay. This one is called Don't Leave Me Lonely by Tim's Guitar World. He says, hey, Bob. Just called me by my dad's name, but that's fine. I guess I'm getting old enough now I can be called Bob. I wrote this song for my wife and I. We have been married for 40 years. Awesome. And as we get older, we joke about who's going to go first in one of those moments. I said to her, don't leave me lonely, sweetheart. It's funny where you get inspiration for songs. Thanks for all your technical support that made the transition from Sonar 8.5 to Cakewalk by BandLab so seamless and easy. By the way, this is the first track on the new software. I'm still trying to figure it all out, but so far, so good. Thanks to your great videos, Tim from Tim's Guitar World. Amazing. Awesome, dude. I love to hear that. I love to hear that we are being helpful over here. Good deal. Okay, so that was the backstory to Tim's Guitar World, Don't Leave Me Lonely. Really cool backstory, by the way. So let's check this out. Okay, give it a minute.
The
Nice. Man alive, that song had a lot of heart, a lot of conviction in that song. Loved it. There were some things, though, that just immediately threw me off from the song that are easy to fix, hopefully. The first one being that when it came in, it's very, very left heavy. Now, it's not bad if it was when it got to the point where everything came in, that it balanced back out, because a lot of songs have done that in order to create like that intro where you go, wait, whoa, what just happened? So there's nothing wrong with doing that on the intro, but when all of the instruments came in, I was expecting it to balance out. I was like, that's a cool, people don't use that little trick as often. But as you can see, it's still very left heavy, and it's not until the vocals come in that things start to sort of balance back out. That's easy to fix. Nothing bad there. The other thing was that the vocals themselves, and that's why, Jürgen, you said, I heard that the volume dropped a little bit. It did, because I thought maybe I was clipping within my DAW, because I seen where it peaked into the red. I was like, oh, that's why his vocals are clipping. Come to find out, even after I turned it down, the vocals still sounded like they were clipping. So hopefully it was not recorded that way. It's just something that where it was exported that way, and we can fix that. If you can, dude, this song has got so much potential, and there are ways to fix that. So even if you recorded it hot, and if you have to go back and re-sing it, but the vibe of this, man, is so cool. I would hate to lose that vibe. But the song in and of itself, man, the instrumentation, the drums sounded amazing. I loved that live feel. It had a very Crosby, Still, Nash and Young, Doobie Brothers feel to it. And your voice, like I could just picture you on stage with that big band singing, sometimes I feel like I've been tied to the whipping post, tied to the whipping post. I mean, you got that bluesy, like, I love it. So yeah, great song, great potential. That's the main few things that sort of leapt out at me. There was a little bit of separation that I felt like with a little bit of proper balancing and EQ could have helped the song to come to life more. But because the song was already sort of like this raw form of a song, at the same time, it kind of makes it work. I mean, there's some songs like that when you listen to back in the day that were some of your favorite songs, that when you become a mix engineer or a producer, you listen to them and you go, oh my goodness, how did I never notice this before? It's because the song was so good that you listen to it well, of course, at that time too, you were only listening to it as a consumer and not as a producer. So when you put your producer hat on, it's kind of a curse sometimes, because the songs that you knew and loved, you start critiquing them and you're like, oh my goodness, how did I ever like that? But then you realize I liked it because it worked. So not everything always has to be pristine, polished, clean, perfect. What kind of emotion does it provide? What kind of an emotion is it evoking? And I talk about that on this channel more than anything else. Emotionally driven responses will win any day over technical, pristine, crystal clear audio. Great job, man. Sounded great. If we can fix those two things, though, right there, I think honestly you've got a winner right there. That's a great song and a good ode to your wife. Curious to know, by the way, if you are still in the chat, or if you're in the chat at all, let me know. Have you let your wife listen to this song yet? I know my wife. I wrote a song for her for our anniversary last year, called "The Best Days of My Life," and I just stuck it in while we were eating Chick-fil-A. Imagine that. I just stuck it on the radio and just started kind of playing it. And she was kind of like listening. And then as soon as I started singing, she was like, and then tears started rolling down. Like, it was probably not the best time while she's eating to try to spring this song on her. But I knew any other time she might not be quiet. So with that being said, great song. Great song. The next one is... and I'm just kind of moving through these with some lightning speed here, folks. Still trying to give as much feedback as I can, but I'm being mindful of everyone's time as well. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. I feel like I didn't nail that vocal a minute ago. Sometimes I feel Like I've been tied to the whipping post. That's a little better. Tied to the whipping post. I really got to belt that one to get it out. Anyway. Love that song, by the way. Okay. Next up is our very own Jurgen. He says, this song was my submission to the Studio Without Walls Song Contest. According to the contest rules, I used sample pack funk drums by BandLab. The drum track is based on loops enriched with one-shots. To comply with the motto of the contest, I wanted to integrate some mobile recording, so I recorded the water drops using an Android smartphone with the BandLab app and an Audient Evo 8 interface. The pitch-corrected recording was loaded into free sampler plugin Grace, and it's used with an arpeggiator at the very end of the song. All other sounds are made with VST instruments. As reference to the sponsors, the song was produced in Cakewalk by BandLab using almost only stock, free, or IK multimedia plugins, Synctronic, Sample Tank, and T-Rax. Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome. That right there. Yeah, that was worthy. All right, let's go ahead and give this a listen. Let's hear what Jurgen has come up with here. I'm sure it's going to be amazing. Wow. Dude. That deserves a round of applause. Dude, that was absolutely amazing. Wow. Okay, so I have to say, some of the synth elements were a little bit in the face, like a little bit too in the face. But the bass and all of the instrumentation, the way that you arranged it, especially, excellent work, dude. Stellar work. Compared to some of the other stuff that I've heard that you've put out before, dude, you're taking light year leaps right now. Very, very good. And the fact too that all that was done to a loop, amazing yet again. and the fact that you used what you used. I mean, from what you basically just told everyone here in the chat today, like 90% of this was free stuff. So super cool. It just goes to show that with, you know, all of the various stuff that we have on the market today, the sky is the limit. So great job, Jurgen. Good job. And he is a Rocket Fuel Bundle alumni. That's always good to know too. In fact, when he joined the Rocket Fuel Bundle, this was the first iteration of the Rocket Fuel Bundle. When he joined, he had not even, he had all kinds of knowledge, but he had not even completed a song as of yet. And before, I believe it was session number 3, he had actually wrote and completed his very first song. And it was amazing even then. So, man, dude, you're growing. I love to see it. Love to see it. Good deal. Got a lot of good feedback here in the chat as well. Good deal. Oh, and I have to say too, actually I want to go back and listen to that real quick. This little idea with the water drops, dude, stuff like that, like people just don't think to do stuff like that anymore, dude. That was genius. Let's listen to that again. That is awesome. And the fact that like you pitch shifted them, put the right amount of effects on them to make them just, dude, that was awesome. Okay, I'll quit saying awesome now. Bubba, good to see you here. I believe this is your first time. Thank you so much for being here. We certainly do love and appreciate your presence. We have 27 concurrent viewers as of now and 25 likes. There's 2 of you that's holding out on smashing that like button. You got to smash it like them kids say these days. Who are those kids that keep saying that anyway? Who knows? All right. We are going to move on now to the next song. And, oh, it's right here. Sweet. That one was a quick find. They're getting easier for some reason. It's almost like I'm sorting through a bunch of these. All right. This one is from Eugene Smith, and this was his second submission, Keep, that he is called Stopped Running. He says, this song was recorded, mixed, and somewhat mastered in my home studio. The song is an original one, and the first that I produced myself with a couple of suggestions for the arrangement. I did the vocals, all instruments, and programming except for the electric lead and rhythm guitar parts, which were played and recorded by Geoff Smith in Cornwall, UK. Right on, got some UK up in the house. Good deal. Let's give it a listen.
I stopped running away from you. Close my eyes, can't make it true. Smoke still rising from this burning line. My own eyes distort this view. A dreamer and a schemer lock treasures inside. Overdrawn in this spectacle, a life of yesterday. lifted me and carried me.
Excellent work, man. Excellent work. Woo. Yet again, very emotionally driven song. Loved it. Whew. With that being said, yet again, all of this is subjective, and I don't want anybody to ever walk away from these song contests thinking that all I'm doing is sitting up here on my throne of waving my finger at people. You should have done this and you should have done that. This is just constructive criticism. The song in and of itself was beautiful. Love the song. And really the only thing that I feel like that could have taken this to the next level, because there's not much, was maybe like just the blending of the elements a little bit better. It seemed like that some things kind of came in abruptly and left abruptly. And that's just a simple, what am I thinking? Crossfade, or like a fade out, slow fade in, slow fade out. Stuff like that, super simple to fix. But the song in and of itself, dude, it resonated. Like I was feeling that song. That was amazing. And I don't know what you had in mind as far as lyrically what the song meant to you. And that's the beauty of music, is sometimes people take music and they apply it to their own lives, and they take whatever the words might sound like, and then they bring them the lyrics around to meet their own needs. Now, to me personally, this was a beautiful song of someone who was running the race that is set before them, as Paul would say. And they got so tired that they stopped running, and then God came along and picked them up and carried them. That's just how I took it. Amazing song, brother. Keep it up. Keep up the good work. Next up is this one, right? What is this? Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Why am I not seeing this song on here? Probably because I keep overlooking them 50 times. No, I really don't see this one on here. This is crazy. Let me check my downloads folder. Sometimes they make it in here, but they don't make it in here. You know what I mean? So this one is... No, I'm really not seeing it. It's not even in the downloads folder. Okay, well, there's another way around that. Okay. So this is the one that was actually... Okay, that's why. This is the one that was actually imported as MP4. And I don't know if Cakewalk will allow me to... Yeah, it will. Okay. All right, so that's why I couldn't find it, because it was actually MP4 format. It wasn't just me being blind as a bat. Which is getting harder to see that screen over there. I think I might need glasses. If you see me squinting like this, I'm trying to read the screen over there. So this song is called So Hard to Come By, or A Bullet on Broadway. It's letting those who are thinking of attempting suicide to not, because they are special and they ain't the ones that make us complete. They are hard to find and so hard to come by. It's also just saying that we are the ones that actually show love, who care, who get on the end, and we are also so hard to find and so hard to come by. Okay, so basically this is for hurting people. Whoa. I have to turn that down. Okay, I'm pretty sure that was the F-bomb that I just heard. My apologies, but we do have rules that we like to follow here, and one of the rules is not to have explicatives in the songs. So my apologies. Sorry, but not sorry. The Stranger is the next one. And that one is by... Okay. Michael Hunt. Good deal. All right. Don't get mad at me for trying to keep a clean channel, folks. Just like to keep her clean. Good deal. 33 concurrent viewers and 34 likes. When you have more likes than you have viewers, that's a good thing. Thank you all so much for liking the video. Appreciate you being here. And for those of you who just showed up, this is the April's edition of the HSS Song Contest. It takes place every single month. Well, thank you so much for being here. From Pennsylvania. Good seeing you. So the next song we're listening to is called The Stranger by Michael Hunt. And the backstory to this one is, he says, I wrote this song on a whim after a recent breakup. It came together effortlessly and rather quickly compared to other songs I'd written in the past. The recording process was so much fun, was so much fun as I began to build everything up to what you hear now. I played the guitars and bass on this track as well as my vocals. The drums are automated, but they still bring a nice beat to the song. Absolutely. We're not opposed to some automated drums around here. If they work, they work. Nice.
So long, I'm a stranger now to what love's supposed to be. Now that I'm back, you seem to change. Are you a stranger to me? I'm starting to see how things are different now, and how our lives are supposed to be. What I really need to know now, are you still the same? And nothing's ever gonna change, 'cause you're a stranger to my heart. Yeah, you're a stranger to my heart. to know now. Are you still the same? And nothing's ever gonna change, 'cause you're a stranger to my heart. Yeah, you're a stranger to my heart.
Very cool. Wow. Very, very cool. Yet again, the emotional aspect of that song made it worthwhile. There was definitely a little bit of issues there with the low end. If you're having trouble with the low end, by the way, I do have a guide on my website. It's 𝗏𝗵𝗲 I'll go ahead and try to get it pulled up here for you. But essentially, it's a guide on mixing low end. So it's called Mixing Bass Simplified. And I will go ahead and get that link for you in the chat. So if you're having trouble trying to get your bass to sound good on a song, which is usually, especially for amateurs or even novices or even pros sometimes, getting that bass to set well into a mix sometimes is just like, wow, it's not always easy. So I just posted in the chat right now, here's a free guide called Mixing Bass Simplified that will help you to really get a good grasp on how to get a good low end in your song. Now, it's not the be all end all. Every song is different. Every recording is different, but it should help at least get you light years ahead of where you're at now. So check that out. Also, I seen where, and I hope I don't mispronounce your name, Portia Martinez says that she is from North Carolina. Oh, that's where we just came back from vacation, and I gotta say, it took everything within me not to be like, you know what, I'm finding a job here and I'm staying. North Carolina is the most beautiful place I've ever been on the face of the planet. I haven't been a lot of places, but North Carolina topped them all. If I had to, Branson, Missouri, Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee. I loved Tennessee too, though. Don't get me wrong. That was our first vacation as a family. Tennessee, but now North Carolina and Florida once when I was like 13. That's all the only states I've been in. But I gotta say, out of every place that I've been, including Florida, North Carolina was the absolute most beautiful. We stayed at Emerald Isle, and everybody told us, oh, that's like a retirement spot. You don't want to go there. And I was like, that's the whole point of a vacation. You don't go to run around like crazy and be involved with a bunch of young people that are partying all night. No, I want to go where the old folks are, so we can shake hands and open doors for one another and say howdy, y'all. And it was amazing. The beach, like on the most busiest day, the beach had like 15 people on it. So you could like stretch out. You had plenty of room. We built sand castles. Anyway, it was gorgeous. If you all want to stick around to the very end of this stream, maybe I'll even share some of our photos with you that we took. I even got some good drone shots while we were there. But anyway, it was absolutely beautiful there. The weather was awesome. The ocean is awesome. The people there were so nice. In fact, their motto was kind. What is it? What was the motto? Kind is. Oh, kindness matters. Kindness matters. Or no, I'm sorry. It was nice matters. That's what it was. Nice matters. And they meant that too, because the people were nice. The hotel was nice. The beach was nice. There was not anyway, I could go on for days. We're going to end up moving there more than likely in our retirement days. But anyway, great song. The low end was the only thing that I felt like really was detracting from the song. There was some issues with the reverb, but like a lot of people in the chat even said, with the way the song was wrote, recorded, mixed, mastered, and the genre that it was sort of leaning into, it kind of worked. With that all being said, there was a little bit of issues with that bass not being able to be heard properly. Man, there's so many things that I feel like I could say, but at the same time, it just worked for the song. So just keep doing what you're doing. follow some of the guides like I gave you, and I guarantee you're going to have some amazing stuff coming down the road. The next song contest, maybe even you'll blow us all out of the water. That was an amazing song, and I loved the emotional aspect of it. Yet again, it made you feel something. So, good deal. We have Connor Cronin up next, our very own Connor Cronin. He was the first place winner of the Studio Without Walls song contest. Congratulations yet again, Connor. He says, this is a song that I wrote for my old band about 20 years ago. I consider it the first good song I ever wrote. Re-recording it after so long was an interesting process. My fingers don't move at the same speed as easily as they used to. The lyrics are about finding your own way in life, rewritten slightly, as when I wrote them first, I was looking forward 20 years, and now I'm looking back. The guitars were done on a Nolly Neural DSP plugin. The drums are MT Power 2. At the time, The Offspring and NoFX were massive influences. Nice. That's the sort of sound I'm going for here. Good deal. Great insight, too. You gotta keep them separated. All right, I just had to do it. What? Like it.
I won't
Wow. Connor, dude. Man, you have such a unique sound. So, like, the first time that I ever heard your music submission, I was like, oh, that's Green Day. And then the more that I got into it, I was like, no, it's something else, but it's definitely punk sounding. But what is it doing? So, dude, you definitely have a unique sound. I love your sound. Your guitar work is absolutely amazing. It's spot on, by the way. I love the fact that you included all of those fast riffs in there. That is not easy. And especially to be in time with the drums and everything else that you were doing there. Absolutely amazing. The one thing that I thought when it first started, the bass was really spanky, was up front. It was good. Had that punk rock sound that just like lent its way into it. But then when all of the guitars came in, it almost got buried because it was too spanky. And then it was kind of like, instead of contributing to the mix, it kind of just got buried in the mix. So I think if I was to like mix this track, I would have probably automated it to where it was spanky in the beginning. And then when the guitars came in, I would have made it more low end, rich, and sort of shaved off some of that higher end. Also, the driving factor of that bass could also be pronounced better, I think, if the guitars would have been panned a little bit wider than what they currently are. Other than that, dude, you got an amazing thing going on here. Keep up the good work, dude. You are rocking it. So that was our very own Connor Cronin. Good job, buddy. Good job. Now, up next, I'm starting to kind of try to get these in order as this song is playing. This one is called Every Day, and it is by Herbert Thames. He says, I recorded my vocals using the Blue Spark mic in my old room. I got a Blue Spark. That's actually a nice mic. The guitar was played on my keyboard using the Ample Sound plugin in Ample Guitar M2 Lite. The percussion is a custom mix of one-shot sounds and from various sound packs. Okay, cool. Let's give it a listen. Love that guitar work already.
You've held my heart for some time now, and I've held back these words for a while. From the day that I first saw you, mention of your name has made me smile. Every day I long to feel your embrace. The mention of your name's brought a smile to my face. Every day when I wake, I can't imagine my life without you. Still in love with you. I played the role of a fool around you. Never really knew what to say. Forgive me that I stood here in silence, afraid that you might walk away. But that's over and done now. I can't believe that I've held back for so long. And I won't waste another minute to tell you everything that you know all along. I long to feel your embrace. The mention of your name's brought a smile to my face. Every day when I wake, I can't imagine my life. No, I can't imagine my life without you. Every day I'll cherish and I will treasure your love all my life. I've waited just for this moment to know I'd be with you. Here in my heart, please always be by my side. Every day I wanna wake up to you in my arms all my life. I wanna hold you and never let go. I'll be with you. You have my heart. Please always be by my side. a smile to my face every day. When I wake, I can't imagine my life without you. Without you.
Beautiful, beautiful song, man. That was gorgeous. I'm telling you what, you guys are not making this easy on me. I have to choose a winner, folks. I can't choose all of them. But right now it's looking like all of them are going to make it. So I don't know what to do. I'm so confused. Wow. Great song, man. I did feel like, as much as I like the bass tone, I feel like it probably could have been a little bit louder in the mix. The vocals were spot on. I would have loved to have heard a little bit more of them. And I think, given the genre of music that it was kind of leaning into, I feel like they could have used just a touch. I mean, not much, but just a touch of like a plate reverb. Just something to kind of, something to just kind of like separate them from the rest of the instrumentation, kind of bring them into their own space of their own. But other than that, excellent song. The lyrical content, everything like that, spot on. Great job. Keep up the good work, guys. You all rock. Yes, beautiful voice. Had a beautiful voice. Buddy Mossholder. Hey, so yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me check my folder again, but I'm pretty sure I don't have that song on hand. No, I don't. If you got time and you could send me an email quickly while we're going through these other songs, I could probably squeeze that in here, though. Good deal. 1992. This is by Manuel Stewart, and his note simply says, Ableton, Diva Synth, different mix of VSTs. Short, sweet, and to the point. Let's get it. Let's get it, Manuel. Ooh. Watch out, folks. very, very disco-ish, if that's a word. The song in and of itself, the groove was head bobbing, feet tapping, just very repetitive. That's the only real major hang up to the song. I think if there could have been some more elements of surprise in there, it probably would have set itself apart a little bit more. But the repetitiveness, I mean, if you were going to play that in the background of like a club or something, yeah, all night long. All night long, all night. Ooh, ooh, on. All right, okay, that'd be enough of that. Anyway, only major critique I had of that. So, very, very long song, which, you know, actually helped me to find all of the songs that were coming up. So the next one coming up is Almost Home by Joshua Helms. And I did get the email, so let's go ahead and fly that in now as well. That's Buddy Mosholder. Buddy. With the song Life. All right. So, Almost Home by Joshua Helms. He says, I'm almost out of songs to enter into the contest, so I want to share some of my blues gospel album, Almost Home. This is an instrumental guitar jam by the same title. I was struggling with lyrics, so I left it as an instrumental, which allows it to be open to interpretation. Too bad I didn't know about Home Studio Simplified a year before, and maybe I could have made it sound better, but hey, you got to start somewhere. I play all of the instruments and sing on the whole album, and this is the one of 4 that I wrote. I was using a 4-channel analog mixer on the drums into the interface, resulting in one single drum track, had only 2 mic channels available to receive 4 mics. This being the last song, I finally, after studying YouTube, realized that I needed to increase the high frequencies on the kick drum at the mixer. The rest of the songs have a very muddy kick. Timing is definitely off, but overall, I think it makes for a nice demo. I'm no Jimi Hendrix, but it does have a slight Hendrix feel to it. Side note, the wah-wah is a Vox pedal going into the interface and software amp modeler, not an after effect. The guitar is a 50th Fender Strat, aka my first love. You know a guitar player when they leave a comment. Let's listen. Ooh. Joshua's guitar work. Garcia sound to it there. Right there. mercy. That boy can play. Oh, Mark, you're cracking me up. You've officially taken the title of nuttier than squirrel poop. Oh my goodness. Mark says I bet he set fire to the guitar after this. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. Woo! Wow. Anyway, Joshua, great job on that guitar work, man. Sounded amazing. I love the fact too that you got real versatile there and put that wah straight into the, and then fed it into a plug-in. That's a kind of a cool idea. I don't know if I would have even thought about that. Yeah. Great song though. I'm looking forward to you putting some words to that at some point. I think the guitar burst into flames on its own. With that kind of playing, probably. That was definitely some amazing playing. Wow. Like I said, man, there are so many talented individuals on this channel. You guys rock. Good deal. 32 viewers, 42 likes. For the 32 of you that are here, that have stuck this long, you're going to get a whirling crowd. So glad that you guys are here. By the way, if you are new here and you're wondering what's going on, this is a monthly song contest, takes place every single month. And these are all submissions by indie artists. These are individuals that have been creating music in their home studios and that they have found their way to this channel. And hopefully I'm able to help them. And I would love for you to be a part of it as well. And I would also love for you to be part of this community. So if you'd like to be involved, actively involved, get to know each and everyone here more, there's some great people in this chat right now that could also offer up some great advice, as well as just some good friendship. So we got some awesome people up in here. We got some awesome people up in here. And we just generally have a good time. Everyone here is very laid back and very supportive of one another. So on the next song, we have Fun in the Sun by MVP Video. Most of the tracks tend to be dark, so I made an effort to write something more upbeat. Fun in the Sun is part of a library of video backing music that I'm putting together. I hope you all like it. Awesome. Let's hear something bright and cheery. Awesome. It was definitely cheery, upbeat, even. I liked it. Good work. There was a little bit of muffledness in the low end. Maybe that was just me. He says, compared to all the other awesome tracks, mine is a bit boring. No, it had its own right. It was there was a little bit of repetitiveness, but at the same time, you also had prefaced this by saying that this was for like the backing track of a movie. So a lot of that is going to stay repetitive. People aren't listening to music so much when they're watching movies. They're just listening to the backing track, and it's sort of filling out the feel of the scene. So yeah, it was good in its own right. I think for what it's being focused towards, it was perfect. Now, if this was going to be something up front and center as a instrumental piece that would be featured, where people would actually be listening to the song more so intently, then yeah, there could have been some EQ work done, a little bit of separation on the instrumentation, some of that low end muffled sound probably could have been taken care of. But other than that, every time you submit something, it's usually stellar. So, all right, up next is our very own Mark George. He was also, I believe, the 3rd place winner on the Studio Without Walls song contest. Congratulations to him. And yeah, so it's basically background music for videos. So yeah, it's perfect. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to. Awesome. So let's see what Mark George has to say about his song Soaring. He says, "Hey everyone, this is my synth-heavy song, imagine that, called Soaring. I'm currently working on several different projects at the moment, and this one is from an 80s inspired album called Neons in the Rain." Ooh, it's kind of a working title. I think it's a little bass heavy, but my wife, bless her, says it's perfect. Please let me know what you think. Again, all done in Cakewalk, and a ton of soft synths. It makes me imagine rain-soaked streets with lights reflecting in the wet ground, traffic trying to get through the lights, all in a time lapse, hence the title Soaring, life in high speed. Dude, I just want to take a minute here and point out the fact that some of the descriptions you guys are giving to these songs is absolutely amazing. Like, you have a visual representation of what you're trying to achieve audibly. That is cool. That helps you so much whenever you're choosing instrumentation and you're looking for soundscapes. It's so much easier to go off of that than it is to just willy-nilly everything. That's awesome. Oops, sorry. That was my bad. Very cool ending. Little abruptness there. Very cool song as usual. A little bit different from Mark's normal style. It's kind of, I liked it. I liked it a lot. Yet again, every time Mark puts out something though, it's super cool. So this song in and of itself still suffered from a little bit of that repetitiveness, but there was a lot going on with the synths. So I understand if it was kind of hard to like, you're at one of those like crossroads where you're like, what do I do? You know, there's only so much space you can fill up in a song. But great work with what you had. You did a good job working with what you had. So love the song, love the instrumentation, love the arrangement. Really, I mean, there's not much more I could say about it. It's getting to the point now where it's hard to say anything about Mark's work because it just speaks for itself. So next is Keep the Meter Running by Shane Cutler. This is an 𝗧𝗵𝗲 special. And it says written, performed, and produced by Shane Cutler, factory worker in UK who writes songs in his spare time. Using VST instruments on Cubase, on my PC in my living room at home. Sounds like the rest of us. The song was completed from the start to finish in about 3 hours, hence the short playtime. I wanted to add more, but every time I played it back, it just seemed like, it just seemed fine as it was. Hope you enjoy. Excuse me. Hope you enjoy. Awesome. Let's give it a listen.
Everybody wants to be in love, and nobody wants to be alone. I know sometimes you just give up, thinking that you'll find someone, but it's written in your heart, and it's gonna happen soon. So keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. So keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. I know you think it might be you. You're thinking you've done something wrong. It's easy to give up, I know, but have some faith and please hold on, 'cause it's written in your heart, and it's gonna happen soon. So keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. So keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on love. Just keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. Just keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. Just keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you. Just keep the meter running, baby, I'm coming to you.
Oh, that was it. Okay. Yeah, kind of an abrupt stop on the end there. There could have been some things you could have done to sort of make it feel as if there was a defining ending there. Other than that, though, the voice, man, awesome voice for that song. It lent its way to the emotion yet again, which I'm very big on emotionally driven music. With that being said, it's also a little hot. Whenever I first played this, it was like clipping. And maybe you thought, I need to do that because it's going to be played on this contest, and you wanted to make sure it was loud enough for everyone to hear. That's fine. But yeah, to much like the point of some here in the chat, a quick fade out would have helped to fix that. In fact, we could even do that right now just to show you exactly what that would sound like, because it was kind of an abrupt stop. There's not really too awful much, though, I could say about it other than that. The feel of it and everything else, it just worked. The bass sounded great. The synths were a little bit edgy, but I think they kind of worked So, and actually, I probably would have drew it out farther than that. Just something as simple as that, and boom, there you go. Awesome. Good work, though. Keep up the good work, because yet again, the emotion's there. The song is a really good song. I love the lyrical content, and it took me on a journey. So, good job. Good job. Okay, the next one is Deja Vu. The artist is 𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂𝗂. I probably said that wrong. First song after 9 years away from music. First attempt of mastering. Awesome. Good to have you back. The Bluebird SE microphone was his mic of choice. The Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. Cakewalk. Yeah. Audio-Technica AT-M40 headphones. Alvarez acoustic and a Telecaster. Right on. What kind of Telecaster? We got to know this. We'll find out later. Deja Vu. Let's check her out. Ooh. Woo.
You got enough words made of concrete to build a castle we can die in. I don't know what you plan. Follow you anyway, friend. I've had enough of your ups and downs, all the downs and cut to the bottom. Days like these, I am swallowed in the eye of the storm.
Oh, wow.
For me, all for my fear. Never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. Never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. You never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. Deja vu again, all these pupils dilate into my enemy. And start to shake, and I'm burning up. Rain pours down on the courtyard while soldiers rip through the hillside. Alone, I fight till my bones, my flesh behind. You fool me, all for my feet. Never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. You never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. Oh, you never show up when my mind is as sharp as you. Time we'll
Wow. That was absolutely amazing. Not much I can say about that one. That one just worked. I mean, there was a little bit of separation that could have been provided from some EQ there. I mean, I have to provide some kind of feedback. EQ work could have been done a little bit better, but good night. That was amazing. With or without any EQ moves, that should have, could have, probably still is on the radio somewhere. Great song. Whew. All right, on to the next one. This one is called Narvi Says Ijin. That's Danish. And it's by Hans Henrik, a Danish pop song with a summer vibe about a person who is waiting for the summer to come because he knows he will meet her again, just like last summer. The track has been written and produced by Hans Henrik, bass by Carlos Molina Lopez in CW. I'm assuming that's Cakewalk. And in mixing process in Logic by Nina. Awesome. Let's give her a listen.
That first
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, listen, don't beat yourself up, okay? When people are getting on here and they're like, this is my first song, I've never submitted anything, I don't know how it's going to be received. Don't worry about it. Just put it out there. Just do it. As you can see, I just put one of the beautiful Waves plugins that I'm now working with. Thank you, Waves. Just put a Chris Lord Algae master bus mix down plugin on there, boosted the treble, lowered the bass, and it was good to go. So yeah, not that big of a deal. These are just things that, you know, over time you learn. And the main thing is that you just keep trying. Don't give up. So great job. Great song. I love the feel of it. The vibe of it was great. So, really that was the only major issue, was the vocals were just too low. Everything else just sort of fit. So good deal. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Okay, so next up is Carl Hagmans. He says, it's just a rainy day is the name of this one. And he says, it's a song about dealing with setbacks in your life. There's always something positive to look forward to or look back on. I made this song with my Spanish friends on vocals. I used Cakewalk and my favorite plugin, Unify. Hope you like it. Awesome. Let's check it out. This is another Rocket Fuel Bundle alumni, just to throw that out there.
You can say that you find my friend. Well, I'm not fooled in the slightest. Your smile doesn't reach your eyes, and you're barely hanging on by a thread. It's just a rainy day if you believe hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, just what you need for a fresh start. It's just a rainy day if you look hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, just need a little luck, a little luck. I know it's been tough, my friend. Life hasn't given you any peace yet. You'll get back on your feet again, 'cause this darkness won't last forever. It's just a rainy day if you believe hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, just what you need for a fresh start. It's just a rainy day if you look hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, you just need a little luck, a little luck. It's all coming together now. You look so much better now. You see the light again and I'm proud. You didn't give up on yourself. It's just a rainy day if you believe hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, just what you need for a fresh start. It's just a rainy day if you look hard enough. Sunshine will come your way, you just need a little luck, a little luck.
Beautiful, beautiful song. Love the feeling, the vibe. Everything was spot on, man. I mean, I would have liked to have heard a little bit more of the bass, but then again, I love bass heavy songs. If you remember correctly, I'm a huge Rush fan, so that kind of plays into that. But yeah, other than that, great work, man. Sincerely Yours by 𝗧𝗵𝗲 is the vocalist and lyricist. Bernie 𝗧𝗵𝗲 played all the instruments, who wrote and arranged the music and vocals, father and son's first attempt at writing together. Oh, this is awesome. Cool. Let's hear it.
I saw a picture yesterday from many years ago, and I had a laugh when I thought about the girl I used to know. I've tried to hide it, but the memory won't let me leave. I guess it's time to let you know. We got lost in the summer heat. I can't sing the songs we sung. When you get this letter, I hope you know I'll never do you wrong. You know I only want the best. Sincerely yours. My darling, did I say something wrong? I'm a fool to expect you to see me after so long. So this letter that I'm writing will be the last one that you receive. I guess it's time to let you go. We are lost in the summer heat. I can't sing the songs we sung. Baby, when you get this letter, I hope you know I'll never do you wrong. You know I only want the best. I only want the best. Yeah, I only want the best. Sincerely yours. Yours. We got lost in the summer heat. I can't sing the songs we sung. When you get this letter, I hope you know I'll never do you wrong. You know I only want the best. Yeah, I only want the best. I only want the best. Sincerely
Wow. Great job. Father and son duo right there. Good job, guys. The song had a lot of feeling, a lot of vibe, a little hot at times, and I feel like that the background vocals could have been blended a bit better and panned to make it a little bit less. They kind of took over at times. But yeah, the instrumentation was great. The feel, the flow, everything was there. Great work. Keep up the great work, man. And this is one of those songs that, you know, it feels timeless. It kind of reminded me of a Beach Boys type vibe. And who doesn't know of the Beach Boys? So the Anti-Trafficking song is up next. They Took That Boy. Matt Dentino co-wrote the lyrics with me. Matt is the co-founding member of the group Soundgarden and and gave up fame to pursue other things. We used the melody from an old tune that he wrote that never saw the light of day and applied it to the current day situation of child trafficking. My own son was kidnapped when he was 2. Oh my goodness. Fortunately, we got him back, but it started... Sorry guys, I'm not going to cry. But it started our awareness of what goes on that we normal people don't realize. 800,000 children go missing each year in the U.S. alone. Matt Dentino, I hope I'm saying that right, is a tremendous guitar player, and his guitar and vocals are heard throughout. I got to come in on the chorus at the end. We recorded with zero budget at a little local studio in Norfolk, Virginia. Matt remained friends with the lead singer Chris Cornell up until his death. Chris himself had been working on a documentary about child trafficking issues before his death in 2017. Whew. What a lead in. Wow. Okay, well, let's give this a listen. My interest has been piqued.
Maria had a sweet little baby, a beautiful bouncing boy. Sent from above, he was full of God's love and brought them so much joy. But sinister forces were at work in that town. They kidnapped the children when the sun went down. Without any fear, the coast was clear. They took that baby boy. They took that boy. Stole him right away. Sex trafficking devil. Right here in the USA. Loaded in tunnels, deep underground. Screaming children, no one heard their sound. Containers on ships sailing far away. Abused by Satanists every day. They took those boys, stole them right away. Sex trafficking devil, right here in the USA. Witches assembled in quadrants that night, deciding what to do with their lives. Send him to Congress, his vote will go far. Send her to Hollywood, make her a star. That one's for sale, that one's expendable. That one's a princess, she'll be dependable. Send them to churches, no one will see a pedophile preacher as family. What's that marching sound? Who's trying to invade our underground town? Satanic cabal members, this is White Hats and Q. We've got you surrounded. There's nothing you can do. You're under arrest for trafficking millions of kids. And you're gonna pay for what you did. We're taking back those kids that you stole away. You're all under arrest, heading down to Gitmo Bay. Taking back those kids that you stole away. You're all under arrest, heading down to Gitmo Bay.
Wow. Good night. That was as bold as Rage Against the Machine was back in the day. Good night. The song was good, though. The vocals were a little bit too up front and present. They could have been pushed back into the mix a little bit better. The blending, the glue that was on the mix could have been a little bit better, just like the instrumentation itself. But honestly, the feeling came across. So, wow. And a good song about not a good call. Well, good song about a good cause, trying to get these kids and get this out there and noticeable to a community that is turning a blind eye to it. So that's sad too to hear that Chris was going to release a documentary on that before passing. Something is amiss. Anywho, we will not turn this into a conspiracy channel as much as I would like to. Okay, so the next song that's up is this is the song If We Decide to Stay All Year. My name is Ivan Zyle. I work in my lounge, dining room, and bedroom, no actual home studio, in Cape Town, South Africa. I started writing this song, If We Decide to Stay All Year, in 2021 and proceeded to lay down some tracks that became the final product, which I finished yesterday. Even though English is not my native language, I decided to write and record in English. I don't play any instruments other than pianos and keyboards and percussion, but I don't have access to any percussion here at home, with the exception of a tambourine. Therefore, the entire song was recorded in Ableton Live 10 using the Novation Impulse 49 MIDI controller keyboard, the Yamaha DGX 660 portable grand digital piano, and the Casio CDP-220R digital piano. These instruments, as well as the sampled drums, synth pads, etc. of my DAW, were therefore used to create all the instrumentation on the track I recorded using vocals using the Audio-Technica AT2020V Vision Edition condenser microphone. I further used the M-Audio Air 192.4 audio interface. All vocals were done by me. All instrument parts were played by me. I also did the mixing, which was a challenge as I mixed a combination of Mackie headphones, Samson headphones, monitors, with a faulty volume dial. I don't have access to any acoustically treated rooms or recording or mix booths. Unfortunately, I also work in an old house with noisy wooden floors, which is in a very busy intersection. Therefore, ambient noise is always part of the fun. I hope you enjoy listening to my song, If We Decide to Stay All Year. Let's check it.
Close to the ground.
Wow. Wow. You know, for English not being your first language, you did a really good job on that song. And I have to say, the vocal harmonies and doubles were absolutely amazing. And given the fact of, like you said, what you're working with, dude, yeah, great job. And if you did that all on keyboards, especially, sounded great. So, wow. All right. So up next, there's not really much I can say about that one, honestly. Whoa. Sorry about that. It was actually a really good song. It just needed just a few EQ moves and just some, like, the typical stuff. We're getting down to the nitty gritty now because it's getting close to time for me to engage in another previous engagement. So the next one is Ageless Lady by 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗵𝗲 Featherstone, home studio, Sonar Pro, Neumann U87, Neve 1073, UA Apollo Twin, mastered at Abbey Road Studios, London. Okay, let's check this out. Wow. Yeah, I got nothing to add to that one. Nothing at all. I mean, it's a little bit much low end for me, but who am I going to argue with Abbey Road mastering? And it worked for that song, given the fact that very emotional song. Loved it, man. Great work. Whew. That one almost reduced me to tears. Oh, man alive. Hey, you have a good time, 𝗏𝗏. Glad having you today. Thank you so much for being a part of us. Awesome. All right, so the last song that we'll be listening to is from 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏. And this song, he says, he's been trying to sing for a year, but don't know much about recording, but trying. It's a 1-verse track, 1 chorus track, drum loops that I've tried to get to fit on a bass track and a different guitar tracks, 1 background screaming track. Hope you like it. Look forward to the feedback. Okay. Sorry, it's getting harder and harder for me to read these screens over here. All right, let's give it a listen. 𝗏𝗏 𝗏𝗏, Life.
life.
Very cool. Okay, so having grown up in some metal bands, been in some metal bands before, I got to say that screaming vocals is not easy. When I had to set in for the vocalist and I had to do scream vocals, I was like, how in the world do these guys do that? So great work on that. Kudos to that. The instrumentation seemed fine, but there was not enough of a balance there. So I think once you get the balance right and you get the vocals to sort of nestle back into the mix a little bit better, in that genre of music, the vocals aren't as upfront and present as they are in others. They're kind of like buried in those guitars. It's one of those where you have to lean into the speakers to really hear. But honestly, did a good work. Did a good job on that. So keep up the good work, man. All right, so I don't think we have any more song submissions, so we're good there. I did enjoy my holiday. Thank you. I wanted to try to, if I can. All right, if you want to listen to that whole song, head on over to Spotify, search Minister of Badness, and you'll find that song over yonder. I did forget that was not the clean version. Sorry. My bad. Anywho, yeah, he's just released the song, and it's already doing well. Like most of his songs are. He's got a lot of good songs on here. Go and check him out. He's doing a lot of good work. In fact, if you'd like to get your hands on one of his courses, he actually has a course here that's sponsored by this channel. So check this out. You can go to homestudiossimplified.com, and whenever you come in here, there's going to be the store tab. So on the front page, you got your free mini vocal course. You have your creating a song step-by-step course, mixing bass simplified, room acoustics simplified. Those are all free. Okay. Then you can take an audio knowledge assessment if you'd like as well. That's completely free. If you pass it, you get a cool little certificate from me that says that you're cool in my book. But if you go to the store tab up here, you'll see you have various different things here in the store. You have the VIP membership. This is where you can get exclusive multi-tracks, exclusive tutorials, exclusive live streams, a private VIP community where you all can communicate and collaborate together. And it's also going to be hosting members-only contests soon. And I do mean very soon. Then also we have our services here, consultations, private mix critiques, available courses. As you can see here at the very bottom, Modern Vocal Mixing Secrets. This is Mob's course that he has here, that he's sponsored, that we've sponsored, that we're working on together, we've collaborated with, and he's using his song Yeah, and it's an amazing song, but he actually teaches how to get those modern vocal sounds that he's using, much like he did on that song, and it's very quick, to the point. This song that he's showcasing has over 82,000 streams on Spotify already, so he knows what he's doing. He's got a good handle on that modern vocal sound. This course for $12, you can't beat it. It's going to get you light years ahead using some great tips that he's going to be presenting in that. Now, if you want to get that for free, you can actually join the VIP membership, and you'll get that for free along with a ton of other cool stuff. So if you want to just spend $9.99 a month and get a ton of stuff, you can do that. Or if you just one time want to spend $12, you can get his course. I recommend it, highly recommend it. He did an excellent job on it. So there is that. All right. Thank you, each and every one of you, for showing up on the stream today, for submitting your songs. It's going to be very hard to pick a winner, but I have to. So one person out of all this is going to be a winner. So thank you all so much for showing up today. Love each and every one of you. Remember, we can dream alone. We can even create alone. But together, we can achieve so much more.